What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Tana Too Cute, and we gonna talk about The Shy, Season 6, Episode 3, House Party. Let's talk about it.
I feel good.
Wait a minute. Who
I know that I would know. Wow.
So, I am joined by a special guest, so if you happen to hear them in the background asking questions about this episode, it's because they are not consistent in watching it with me. All right, so the episode started out with, of course, Emmett moving out of Tiffany, the house that he shared with Tiffany, and Tiffany came over. Of
They just
course,
got that house, didn't
see that came over. She visited as well because I think she had some stuff to pick up as well. So as they finish, Emmett, offered to go grab some food. But it was weird how they were looking at each other. It's like Emmett was looking at Tiffany, in a way as if he miss her. Did y'all let me know in the comments if you noticed that look as well. Okay, then you got Keisha and Emmett preparing for their housewarming at their new crib. Kind of discussing, what guests, they had already invited, like some old friends that they had lost contact with. I think Keisha invited Malaysia. That Malaysia was really kind of inquisitive. And then I think Emmett, old friend of his, he invited Jamar. They was kind of talking about they're going to have more guests than they have furniture. But that's how it is when you get a new place. It takes time to fill it up with furniture. Then we mosey on down to the road where we have Papa and Kenya at the restaurant. Papa is acting as the manager. Okay, I think that's a good look for Papa. It looked like he's really doing a good job, with that role. But there was a disgruntled customer that came in and was just going off on Kenya. Now, Papa, he did not like that, so he kind of stepped in and, de-escalated the situation. And at the end of the day, listen, when you're offering, African Americans free food, of course they're going to pipe down real quick. So, Emmett, not Emmett, I'm sorry, Papa, just said that, hey, he'll get his order, rushed out to him. And on top of that, he'll, throw in a couple of sides. Only if the customer apologizes to Kenya. And of course, that customer did apologize. Now, Kenya happened to, say, hey, she kind of liking this Papa that's standing up, showing his maturity with this whole situation. So, she's gonna pretty much ask him out on a date or a hangout. Because at first, she was saying that she doesn't, do the hangout or the date thing. But this whole scenario kind of made her rethink that. Then we had Lene and her brother Jamal, really just, again, a continuation from the last episode. Jamal, remember, went to jail, and he knows the streets. He knows how this drug game work, and he just want his sister Lene not to get caught up in, a situation that's going to be, really harmful to her. So she just kind of reiterating to him that her boyfriend is just the lookout guy. But Jamal is saying, hey, you're never just the lookout guy. One thing is going to lead to another is going to lead to something else. And before you know it, he's going to be in too deep and won't be able to, get out. And he don't want her to be caught in the mix-up. So Keisha, now we're back at the house party. Keisha and Malaysia kind of catching up. But how Malaysia gonna ask Keisha how much they paying, for their mortgage? How much they paying in their mortgage? Do y'all think that was okay to ask? Do y'all ask people how much your rent or how much your mortgage is?
Did she answer?
Yeah, well, she was like, no, Keisha didn't answer. She just basically was saying, now, look, you asking a little bit too many questions and redirected the conversation. Okay. So all the guests are now coming in, getting acquainted in the house party. You have Tiffany and Rob, they rolled in. Keisha, of course, opened the door for them, and Keisha said, nice car. I thought that was a little shady. Of course, Keisha wasn't too happy when Emmett bought Tiffany that car without consulting her. But Tiffany was like, girl, you got a whole house, so what are you complaining about? It's just the principle, I think. Okay, then a short period, you had Shad and Marshawn, at the restaurant, and Smokey's, of course. And Marshawn, he's really struggling right now, really trying to find himself, find where does he belong, in his environment. People around him are excelling. They're, either owning their own business, they're getting money some kind of way. But Marshawn seems to be struggling and really having a hard time finding his purpose. So he was really just venting to Shad, and, of course, Shad, I guess, providing him with some advice, I guess. There was just a short scene there. And then we moved on back to Keisha and her mom, Nina, really just talking about everything, was happening so fast. Nina want to make sure that Keisha was okay with everything. She got a new house. Emmett, got all the kids now, her kid, Emmett kids. And she just wanted to, see if everything okay. And Keisha was like, Mom, yeah, I'm okay. She know exactly what she's getting herself into. As a mom, you can never stop worrying about, the well-being of your kids. So
Keisha, she did get pregnant from that incident.
Yes,
and
Keisha. Yes,
okay.
She did get. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. So then you got Kevin, Lene, and Maisha. Kevin was going in on the food, y'all. So he, of course, got his new place. He don't have any food. He really don't know how to cook. So at the house party, he was going in, and, of course, Lene and Maisha kind of saw him going in and was like, baby, slow down. All right. So then you had Douda and Nook came into the house party. So when I tell you, when they walked in the room, it's like everything stopped. The music stopped. Everybody got quiet, and all eyes was on Douda. I mean, just pure silence. So, of course, Douda wasn't bothered by it. He just, came on in.
Like when everybody was looking at him like that.
I guess so. So Douda, presents Emmett with a gift, in a box, of course. And, pretty much says he wants Emmett to open that gift now. Of course, Douda, he's quite demanding. And Emmett was like, wait, I open it, I put it over there with the rest of the gifts. No, Douda wanted him to open it up now. So Emmett goes to try to open it. He said, no, not out here. So Emmett takes the gift back to the back and opened up the gift. And he was like really surprised, like, do I need this, pow pow? I don't want this. he was, really, nervous by having that. So he was ready to give it back to Douda, and Douda was like, Emmett, you just can't dress like a boss. You gotta act like a boss too. And that kind of made Emmett kind of think a little bit, and he took it. He kept it. When Douda walked out the room, he wanted to act like he was, I guess Batman and Robin with the pow pow, until he came back to his senses and put it away. But of course, during all this time, Emmett's daddy was observing everything. Now, don't put nothing past Darnell, okay? Okay, so then you have Rob and Nook. They, kind of stepped outside so they can take a smoke or whatever. Now, Rob is now starting to ask questions because remember, his mom, Lynn gave him that loan, 100 bands. But the deal was for Rob to find out who killed her brother, Q. So now he is asking questions, and it started with Nook. So Nook is acting like he don't know anything, of course. So we'll just see how that pretty much unfolds as the season continues. Some other highlights that really stood out to me was the fact that Emmett's son cussed. So he was, sitting in the corner with his other sibling, and Emmett's son told the baby that he was acting like a little bitch, and Keisha and Emmett heard it, and of course Keisha was like, hey, look, this is unacceptable. You need to address this with with Tiffany. And Emmett didn't see a big deal with it, but of course he's going to go with the flow to keep the peace with Keisha. So he did end up addressing it with Tiffany, and of course Tiffany was like, okay, what's the big deal? We cuss, they can't cuss. I'm like, really, Tiffany? You really gonna say that? These are kids. So at the end of the day, Tiffany was like, y'all do y'all, we gonna do how we do. But she thought about it because as they drove home, she changed the music so that the kids wouldn't be exposed to that type of language. So I thought that was, a good reminder that kids do pick up on things that the adults do that's around them. And the last highlight for me in this episode was with Darnell and Douda. So as Douda was leaving the house party, Darnell came outside because Darnell ended up going to the bedroom and retrieving that pow pow from Emmett's room. Because again, remember I said he was observing everything. So Darnell went and got that. Like, you're not about to get my son involved in all the shenanigans, okay? And so Darnell rushed out and said, listen, my son won't be needing this, and if anything happens to any of them, you gonna see me. So dude was like, I see you. You're a protective father. Don't get it twisted now. Darnell, he may have a little streeter in him. So I'm curious, I am not going to underestimate Darnell in this whole situation. So season 6, episode 3, a lot happened. Oh, by the way, I enjoyed the wobble. Everybody joined in and did the wobble. It was like, hey, I got up and even joined them doing the wobble. So it was really fun to see everybody having fun and enjoying themselves. But Season 6, Episode 3, The Shy House Party was a hit. So we'll see what Episode 4 will bring. I am expecting more problems with Emmett. Emmett is really standing out this season for me. Y'all like the video, hit subscribe, and look, y'all have a good day on purpose. Bye.